In the 1990s, the life expectancy of Ugandans was estimated at 47 years. However, that has improved. According to the Uganda Bureau of Statistics UBOS latest census carried out in 2024, life expectancy is now up to 68 years, mostly due to improved living conditions. However, in 1995, the Constituency Assembly set the maximum age limit for one to be president of Uganda at 75 years under Article 102B of the 1995 Constitution. The youngest one to qualify to run for president remains 35 years. Some framers say this was meant to prevent the country being led by presidents who would be considered to be senile after turning 75 years. We asked Professor Edward Sempewa, who was leading a commission to seek public opinion on various aspects of the Constitution. President Museveni was one of those who were consulted, as he was already head of the state.
Why did you imagine that someone at 75 should just retire and not continue being a president of this country?
Well, personally, I didn't feel strongly about it, but the feeling was that in Africa, we have poor lives. People at 75 are susceptible to a lot of ailments, and they might not be able to be in control of government. I never felt strongly about age limits, because if you have a term limit, an age limit doesn't matter. If someone has sits to power at around 70 and has an age limit, has a term limit of 10 years, around 80 is off, and you say bye to him. So you don't have to suffer the dignities of Mugabe's Zimbabwe, where someone is sleeping in the meeting with cabinet and so on.
Although Professor Sempewa did not at the time see the importance of the age limit law, retired Major General Mugisha Muntu argues that it was introduced for a purpose.
Age limit was put there mostly looking at the age of the incumbent, I suppose.
At the time, former President Milton Obote, who was in exile in Zambia, was 75 years, and there was a fear that under a new constitution, he would consider running for president one more time. Captain Francis Babu was part of the Constituent Assembly and had this to say about the age limit.
The age limit came, it was not even in the draft. Some people brought it. Later on, we found out that some people had brought it to block other people not to stand for the following elections. That was not very good. I didn't agree with it because this is going against its human rights. Whether you are 18, which is the first age, or whether you are 70, you are free to participate in the Uganda elections. There shouldn't be any limit at all.
Justice Alfonso Winyidolo, who was part of the Constituent Assembly, argues that the term and age limit articles were not retrenched, making it easy to amend at a later date.
Read my judgment in the age limit constitutional petition. Nembale, read my judgment. This is what I said, I'm paraphrasing. How can you, before the Constitution has learned to work, we've not tested the Constitution, and you come up with all these amendments? I asked that question. Because for me, I'm clear in my mind that what Uganda needed was not amendment of the Constitution. It was testing, having discussions. Okay, there are these deficiencies, or there are these limitations, there are these problems. How do we resolve this within the context of the provision of the Constitution?
Do you agree with what I've said? If you don't agree, bring your counter argument.
As President Museveni got closer to 70 years in 2017, some party members led by the current Minister of Local Government, Raphael Magezi, sought to remove the age limit.
Before, there were rumors about the 5 million, about the Constitution. And now we have a stark example where the President himself says we have given 100 million. For some reasons, which were quoted in his letter, his publication, and which are not very clear, but that money didn't go to every member of parliament.
Yeah.
So it can't remove the suspicion that it is money to influence.
Yeah.
It had initially been a well-planned move to run into heated opposition as MPs stormed out while others put up a vocal fight against the passing of the bill.
Still money observed. It was a pity that most African leaders were not upright. All they seemed to care about was their seats, and they used whatever means necessary to retain them without giving a damn about the consequences. Mr. Chairman, a sense of direction comes when there is a clear vision and the criteria or a standard that governs decision making, which we have regrettably been lacking.
According to Francis Babu, a good leader is one who trains others to take over from him.
There are presidents who have stayed there for more than 20 years and were doing a good job. Yes, but I think, why doesn't he train in those 10 years a leader after him? Because I believe a good leader is the one who trains another leader to take over from him. And the leader he trains should be better than him.
He also adds that it is important to start choosing leaders who are trained instead of those who learn on the job.
Which of these African leaders came into power after being trained to be a leader? In other words, everybody we chose, we trained them on the job. You are bringing in people now who are looking for jobs, people who are looking for money. You are not looking for good leaders. The parties in those countries you're talking about, they go out on a leadership drive. They go to every educational institution. They go in the army. They go everywhere and they look for leaders. You don't do that. You sit here and wait leader to come as if it is a market.
The major universal question is, what happens next now that the Constitution has been substantially tampered with so many times?
Now, what you should do now is to review it. And everybody, it's not carved out of the stone. And some of the things in the amendments are also wrong. Anything in that Constitution can be changed, except human rights.
So what has not worked in the 1995 Constitution, which one feels was one of the best constitutions in the Commonwealth?
The executive was less capable of controlling parliament. And now with this so-called party system, multi-party system, the president, the executive is in control. Using all manner of the most poignant one is the caucus, because decisions are made in the caucus.
For now, the well-entrenched systems in place favor an incumbent president, ensuring that nothing stops them contesting at any age. Later in the series, I will show how the NRM plan to remove the age limit from the Constitution as the hope to restore its glory continues to fizzle. Sudhir Biarhanga, NTV.